When I would wake up at like 6 in the morning and go to the rooftop of my apartment building, there would be a lot of people just maybe meditating or doing their morning exercise, and swinging their arms. What's up everybody? Chào các bạn và chào mừng các bạn quay trở lại với podcast Club and Killer của What's Up English. In this podcast today, we are going to learn a lot of words and phrases about health. Not just physical health, but mental health as well. Because both of them kind of go together. And sometimes when we think about health, we just think about the physical parts like our body. But of course, your mental health is extremely important too. So today you won't only learn English about health, like words or phrases, but you must also learn something interesting fast about health. Because I always like to make my podcast interesting, right? I want to maybe tell you something you might not know yet. And so there are a lot of things to talk about when it comes to health. But I'm going to shorten it down to these 3 things. First, I will tell you what I do for my own mental and physical health, and the things that I could eventually improve to make my health better. Because no one's perfect, right? We all do things that are not good for our health. Number 2, I will tell you guys some simple things that you can do to improve your health. And thirdly, we are going to look at some superstitions in Asia to see are they true or not. For example, does drinking icy drinks or cold drinks give you a sore throat? Or will you die if you take a shower at night time? And then the third one, we'll look at this. Is sleeping early good for you or not? And before you start yelling at your phone screen or your computer screen that clutter, of course, sleeping early is good for you. I'm not saying if anything is true or false. We are just going to look at some studies to see what we go know up until now. Okay guys, so before we begin, I have to quickly promote my products, right? Which is 1000 most common words in English. So if you are a beginner and you want to build a strong foundation in English, one of the most complicated things to do is learn vocabulary. But not any vocabulary, you're going to learn the core vocabulary.
Vocabulary
That people use every day and that will be useful for you. And that's why I create the 1000 most common English words. And it has 1000 words in English in examples sentence, so you know how to use them. With a Vietnamese translation, it has an IPA, so you know how to browse them, and every single word and sentence has audio of me reading it. So I say the word, then a pause, you can repeat it, and then I say the sentence and then another pause, so you can repeat the sentence. So all you need to put the files on your phone or computer, or you can study them while you're on the bus, or you can listen to them while you're washing dishes, when you go to the bathroom, whatever. It's convenient, it's simple, and it's only 79k. So if you want to check that out, so click the link in the description link. And thank you so much. Thank you to everyone who has bought the product and who has supported me. I hope you're loving the products again, and thank you so much for your support. So let's get started with the first part of the podcast, where I will tell you about my own health. and don't what I want too much about myself. Well, first, I'll talk a little bit about mental health. Not too much because that can have its own podcast. It's such a large topic. So to be honest, I'm the type of person who are struggled with feeling depressed. I'm sure many of you can relate. It's been something that I have dealt with since I was a little kid. And so over time, I realized there are some things I have to do to keep the depression away and to feel better. And maybe you see me on YouTube making these videos and you think depressing. No way. That he knows more, quote unquote. But to be honest, this channel really helps with the depression because it feels good to have people, it feels good to contribute society. I love reading the positive comments that so many people put on my videos. It feels good to build something and to be working towards something in the future. And for me, the action of building something and always looking forward to something bigger is really important for my mental health. Because I feel like if I'm not doing anything, if I have nothing to look forward to in the future, then that's when the depression starts to come back and creep. So if you guys are struggling with some of those feelings of depression or feeling a bit bored with life, which I know so many people feel, if you felt that too, choose me, just maybe start something. Even if so small and it seems meaningless to you right now, just stop. Even if the YouTube channel, if it's a little short story or mini book, or whatever it may be, a drawing, a painting, just start it. And I truly believe simply starting if you have you to feel better. But this is a podcast on depression, so let's move on the next thing. And so for my physical health, I to go to the gym around 3 or 4 times a week. I start doing this more because I have more time during the school year. It was difficult with my job. I used to train Muay Thai, but now I haven't because my schedule doesn't align with my channel. It's a bit hard. I just train Muay Thai, but I did not fight because I want to protect my brain. I try to eat healthy. In Vietnam, I think it's easier to eat healthy than in the West. In the West, it's definitely more expensive to eat healthy, but in Vietnam, there are a lot of different healthy options for food. And by healthy, I mean not too much oil, like no fried food, not too much sugar, not too much salt. So for example, for me, would be a healthy choice. It might be a little, but it's much better than something, and the ingredients are fresh. And with a lot of Vietnamese foods, they have no fresh vegetables, and so it's pretty easy to put fresh foods and fresh vegetables in your diet when you eat Vietnamese food. And you drink a smoothie with low sugar, something like that. Now, to be honest, one thing I do that isn't very healthy is I order food all the time. I don't cook very well, maybe once every few weeks, and so I order all the food. I try to order not fast food or any junk food, but that is something that I could eventually improve for myself. For sleep, I do have periods where I fall asleep around 10:60 or 11, but then sometimes it creeps up and then 11:30, 12, 12:30, and then all of a sudden I go to bed late and I'm waking up late, and then I have to reset to go to bed early again. But if you have to wake early for work, then that can help you keep a steady sleep schedule. And sleep, I think, is well. We know sleep is so important, not just for your physical health, but for your mental health as well. It helps with my immune system. It helps recover after exercise, many things. Alright, so let's talk about some simple things that you can do now to improve yourself. So one thing that I learned about and I found super helpful is to get sunlight early in the morning. And now I think many Vietnamese, of course, naturally know about this. Because when I would wake up at like 6 in the morning and go to the rooftop of my apartment building to get the sunlight in my eyes, there will be a lot of people just maybe meditating or doing the morning exercise, and swinging their arms. And I was surprised at how many people were awake at 9:60 or 6 in the morning. And I know if you go to some parks and then it's just full of people doing exercise. So the Vietnamese already know this. To get sunlight early in the morning because it helps let your brain know that the day is starting. It apparently can boost your mood and it helps you fall asleep later that night because it helps to set your sleep schedule. So they say you should get about 10 and 3 minutes of sunlight in your eyes each morning. If it's cloudy and it doesn't work out well, but it's still better than nothing. And they say get that sunlight within the first 2 hours after the sunrise, or just when you awake as early as possible. So that's the first thing you can do to improve yourself. To get sunlight early in the morning, to help with your energy levels, boost your mood, and to help you fall asleep better. Okay, so let's do the next one. Number 2 is cut out the processed foods. So I know they're delicious and they're cheap, but personally, I do not think it's worth this than so the things like those meats, both of meats that are unnatural shapes and natural colors, snacks that you buy as a with mark or sugarcase. All of those things are all highly processed. Anything that comes in packaging, basically. And the reason why you should avoid those, try to reduce them, is that they found they are highly associated with cancer. So they are associated with breast cancer and colorectal cancers. And cancer is becoming more and more common in young people these days, and they believe one of the biggest reasons is all of the processed foods. So not only they can cause cancer, but they have a lot of things like sugar and fat and salt. So they cause a chronic inflammation in your body, which leads to the other health issue. It's better to just avoid it. Okay, so number 1 is get sunlight. Number 2 is avoid processed foods. And number 3 is meditate. So maybe you try meditation and you just felt like it was impossible to do. Like you close your eyes, you focus on your breathing in and out. And then you're thinking about 20 and you think, okay, I can do this, it's too hard. But like anything else, meditation requires practice. So even if you start with 1 minute a day, just 1 minute, and then maybe you do that for a few days, and then you go to 2 minutes, and then 3 minutes. It will get easier the more you practice it, and it's really good for you. For example, it can reduce stress, it can increase your emotional health, it improves your cellular and sleep quality, and all of these things have been proven scientifically. There is a lot of research done for meditation that show how beneficial it is for our health. So if you want to do something that can pretty much improve your health in meditating, then just try meditating for even 1 minute. Like after this podcast, close your eyes and just focus on your breath. Improve your nose out through your mouth. And over time you learn different techniques, but just focus on the basic thing, which is breathing. Just focus on your breathing. Okay, so those are 3 things to improve your health. Get sunlight in the morning, avoid processed foods, and meditate. So let's talk about the 3 common beliefs in Asia. Number 1, that drinking cold icy drinks give you a sore throat. Well, according to science, this is false because there is no evidence that shows a link between drinking icy drinks and having a sore throat. What they say is that throat frosts are usually caused by viral, bacterial infections, allergens, or irritants. So drinking something cold, as they say, it may cause you to feel a bit of discomfort temporarily if you already have a sore throat. And it's fun because I remember when I was like 7 years old, I had a strep throat, like a really bad bacterial infection in my throat. And the doctor, he gave me antibiotics, and after he gave me antibiotics, he said, now you should go have some ice cream. So the advice to complete opposite to that they would say in Asia, but apparently, according to science, cold things are fine for your throat. This belief it may come from the fact that cold temperature in your throat can affect the mucous membrane, but there is still no link to show that cold drink can cause a sore throat. And the funny thing is, when I was teaching, I often got sore throat like once every 2 weeks. I would get a bit of sore throat for like a day. But now the summer is here, and I haven't been teaching, I have not contacted it. So I think that being at the school, that what get me sick, not drinking icy drinks. Number 2, can you die if you shower at night? According to research, this is also false. The main idea behind this belief is that the temperature change after you take a shower. For example, if you take a hot shower and then you go to the cold room, then the temperature change could cause a shock. But so far, according to this scientific study, they did not find a link. But in older people, there is some evidence that extreme temperatures can cause a heart attack, which is why there are more strokes and heart attacks in the winter than in the other seasons. So if you do shower, try not to go from an extreme temperature to another extreme temperature. Don't go from super hot to very cold, or don't go from very cold to very hot. Okay, so third belief is that sleeping early is good for you. It would sound, of course, it's true. Sleeping early is good for you. And studies have shown that sleeping earlier can help you earn your coordination because the sun goes down pretty And when it's done, software is supposed to tell your brain that it's time to sleep. And if you sleep early, you get a good sleep. If you get a good sleep, it creates your career function. It makes your brain perform better, and basically, yeah, it's a natural good thing to do. Going to bed early, waking up early is good for us. That's what the invention says. So yeah, that will be it for this podcast. If you want to get the 1,000 most common words, the link is in the description below. Thank you again, everybody who has supported me, either with your kind comments, your views, your likes, or by my PDF and audio file. Thank you so much. I hope everybody has a great day, great night, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.